Alright guys, so all of our ponds were at 50 degrees, which is really cold. It will kill your fish. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic morning. Today, this is a very unexpected video. Today we are going to be talking about dealing with disaster. I woke up an hour ago and came out here doing my normal routine and found that all of the ponds were about 50 degrees. So they had no heating overnight. So I'm going to show you how we deal with that. And it definitely is a disaster, but disasters happen, and this is how we deal with them. Alright guys, so all of our ponds were at 50 degrees, which is really cold. It will kill your fish. They are now been raised to 60, which is good. So what did we do? Well, I uncovered the fish. Well, first of all, we'll talk about that first. The first thing we did was immediately try to raise the temperature. And since these are outside, it's a little bit more difficult. And obviously we didn't have electricity running on these, so we couldn't just crank the heaters up. What we did was immediately start filling with water, because the water temperature coming out of the pipes was 65 degrees and this water was 50. So we immediately started filling them with warmer water, uncovered them so they could get sunshine, which will naturally warm them. And the air temperature is actually warmer than the water temperature, so they're getting air temperature warmed. And step 4 was we immediately tried to figure out, isolate the electrical problem. The problem is in this right here. We've taken it apart, but basically we had a wire in there go out. So that shorted the entire line, and boom, no power. Now this must have happened sometime overnight, because they were fine yesterday. So this literally just happened while I was sleeping. You can see here, this is a cold fish, but it's not a dead fish. So we are trying to save as many fish as we can. Of course, there will be casualties. That's unfortunate. That's really upsetting, but right now, in the heat of the moment, all you can do is minimize damage and focus on what you can do to increase the chances of as many fish living as possible. So yeah, we've raised the temperature to at least a temperature that won't kill them immediately or quickly, and are getting these guys back to a suitable environment. Now the good news is all of our tanks are on different circuits. These are all on different circuits. So these guys are all fine. I don't know what happened. It's not like it was raining or anything. It wasn't especially cold. It was just one of those things where it happened for an unknown reason. But it doesn't look like right now we have lost too many fish. It's hard to tell until you give it a day and kind of see what happens. And this is also why we encourage to keep multiples of every fish, because sometimes you do lose a full tank or pond. So if you really, really need to keep that line alive, you make sure you have multiples of the same line in different places, on different circuits, with different, you just backups of backups. And that's really only something you do if you're breeding, because you need to do that for generational reasons. But if you're serious about keeping your lineage alive, make sure you have multiple tanks. But these 5 ponds are all on a different circuit as well, so they were all fine. So really it was just from here to there, to the end there. And yeah, so I hope you guys never have to deal with something like this. But if you suddenly do realize, hey, my tanks are super cold, figure out why your heater's not working, do a water change to get the temperature up with warmer water. Get the heat up as soon as you can. Don't do it super fast. Gradually heat them up, because you don't want to shock them with a quick temperature change. Don't dump boiling water in. All right, well, it's been like, I don't know, 30-40 minutes of putting warmer water in. The sun has come out and it is blinding. So yeah, we have gotten everything up to about 60 degrees. So it's better. It'll do. We are going to continue to monitor them over the next, few hours, and then fix the source of the issue. But that's, not more important than keeping all the fish alive. And let's go through and we're going to take a look and see what the damage is. So you can see the fish are being quite smart and hanging out in the sunshine and at the surface. So they're all warming up. And it is still cold in there for them. Like, this is not warm water, but it's not at a point where they're going to get hurt. Red mosaic dragon. Doesn't look like we have any immediate losses in there. Back to the blue dragon. I just want to see. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like we have any losses yet. All right, so 2 for 2 on all fish. Okay. Now we're looking at the full golds here. Looks like there's one that's not doing so good. Maybe two. Two fish that don't look like they're doing so good in there. Red rose seem to be okay. Black metal jackets. Cories look cold at the bottom. They're all just kind of hanging out. But I don't see anything dead. Vienna are all hanging out in the sunshine, warming up. Animals are, especially guppies, they're pretty resilient, more resilient than people think. Purple dragon guppy. I mean, these guys just survived, probably 8 hours, way colder temperatures than they're used to, and they're tropical fish. So they're pretty hardy fish. I'm impressed. I was definitely worried when I came out here and felt the water and then took the temperature and saw how cold everything was. Might be one that's not doing so good in here. Oh, he's alive. Yeah, all this water is still super cold. It's only 60 degrees right now, or 59, but they really they do a lot better in 59 degrees than they do 52 degrees. And these were all okay. These are all warm. These are all about 70. So maybe 1 or 2 KO'd fish at the moment out of quite a few ponds, which is remarkable. It says something for the guppy's endurance and hardiness. If this was most other fish and you kept them 20 degrees below where they're supposed to be at for an extended period of time, you're gonna have a dead fish. Even with a human, I don't think I could survive in freezing water for 12 hours or 8 hours. That's kill most things. So as far as disasters go, it's about disaster management and recovery, and I think we did a pretty good job here this morning. I'm going to continue monitoring these fish, but from the looks of it, the tub that got hit the hardest was the full gold, and that's very unfortunate. But sometimes you have to roll with it and just work on recovery and prevention for the future. But yeah, sorry for a little rambling a little bit there, but this was an unscripted video, and I hope it helps you guys deal with a disaster if it hits your aquariums, and know, maybe it just gives you some insight on how we deal with it, and hopefully you won't have to. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.